Spirit's message for us at this time is to invite softness as we allow ourselves to receive a healing around remothering, not just of our inner child selves, but of our relationship to being here as spirit in a human body, our connection to Mother Gaia, especially during these potent times of real karmic release, which may or may not, and maybe alternatingly, feel really beautiful and light, and at other times really challenging. So my name is Valerie. I am a psychic medium, an energy healer, and each month I tune in on the new moon to try to check in on the collective field, see what messages Spirit has to offer that can support ease and grace as we navigate the emerging energies. And so in this video, I'm going to dive into several of the areas that I have been feeling into this lunation. And I have been noticing some really beautiful healings, some really deep karmic healings, some healings of kind of like closing the cycles, like the past life cycles and loops that feel like they could kind of repeat even in this lifetime over and over again. And really seeing some breakthroughs starting to emerge around perhaps our trouble areas, our stubborn areas, the places that may have felt really challenging and almost hopeless in some ways, like am I ever going to clear this karmic wounding, right? So as I shared in my recent channeled message, there's this idea of karmic complexities dissolving. And when we no longer have this underpinning, this sense of, yeah, I'm in this kind of karmic soup around this topic and, maybe feeling resigned to that in some ways, what is left? What is left when we have the opportunity to let that go? And what might hold us back? And so mental energy has been coming forward as an area to really place our awareness on, because we could fully be freed up in a way that we haven't been before. But if we've got the limiting beliefs still in place that this is just the way life is, this is just the way that things happen for me, that kind of thing, then we're not going to allow that full moon manifestation of our heart's desires to come through for us. So it's really a time of opportunity, and it's a time of spiritual responsibility. And I think that's been this whole year so far. So one of the themes that came through, or an image that came through to support this idea of remothering and really like nurturing, tending to the nervous system and the body at this time, where it can feel not only energetically, but obviously on the third dimension in the day-to-day life and our collective experience of being a human right now, really troubling. It can really feel hard to settle, to feel safe. So there's been a lot of root chakra kind of activation, survival energy kicked up. And I love, you can hear my little furry companion down there sighing in contentment as she allows her nervous system to fully relax. So Spirit brought through some really kind of playful imagery, as Spirit likes to be playful, to support with this idea of remothering, inviting that nurture in, really connecting to the healing that wants to, to be accepted, to be received to us from Mother Gaia. And so the image that came through was almost of that, like a weighted blanket, or Spirit brought through kind of that idea of when you wrap a baby in a swaddle, and it's like so snug and you feel that pressure, right? And we know that this is calming for the nervous system. And so it was this idea of a swaddle or an embrace from the Great Mother that would feel just like a, you can allow your system to relax and to release. It doesn't allow much wiggle room for flailing about, kind of in our sense of heightened nervous system activation that many may be experiencing at this time. So that came through, and then there was this image of kind of immersing oneself in a beautiful hot spring, like mineral hot spring. You've got the little bubbles coming up, and just supporting with this sense of almost like a gentle exfoliation of the caked on energies, the mental energies, the energies that we're picking up every day from our shared experience here, and just allowing the water elemental to support us with this relief and this release. And the fire elemental and the air elemental are so highlighted this year, right? And moving forward for a period of time here with all the astrological planets that are shifting into these areas. So it is, I think, important and helpful for us to balance some of that out at times with the water elemental. So even if you are just in the shower, or you're taking a nice maybe Epsom salt bath, or you're going for a swim, you can support your system by just sending gratitude to the water, asking the water to do just that for you, to just kind of help to wash off like any feelings of jaded perspective on this human experience at this time, any emotional residue like kind of caked on, any grief, anything that you're holding in your heart that feels like too much for your system right now, because we're being asked to hold a lot right now, and it can be really overwhelming. So working with the water elemental, and Spirit brought through this beautiful idea of just renewal of purpose, kind of connecting in that the water, kind of emerging from this water. So after your swaddle in your bath, right? Maybe you take a nap too, and then emerging with this renewal of purpose. And it can be easy to kind of feel like sidetracked or get thrown off of our center, right? When there's so much going on that feels so challenging. So the idea here, I believe, from Spirit was just to kind of acknowledge that for many, this is a time of that high heart calling, that purpose. What is my life's path and purpose? And that I have certainly been seeing come forward in sessions as well. And it came forward around August last year in 2025 as well. And I feel we're kind of revisiting some of these ideas where you might feel especially pressed, like, ooh, I really want to come into a deeper alignment with what is my kind of like, how can I live my unique song into my daily life, into my spiritual life in a deeper manner, and what is that unique song? So that's where I offer these really beautiful high heart readings, or this can be a part of a session where we can explore, is there anything that's maybe like preventing you from really feeling this area for yourself and seeing clearly around that. And Spirit always likes to include some really fun, usually, fun imagery and different kind of ways that we can receive some clues and hints, and sometimes more directed cues towards alignment with that purpose. So as we're navigating all of this, it can be really helpful to also tend to your root chakra, right? I mentioned earlier, this is our energy center for all things related to surviving and ideally thriving in a human body. So that's physical well-being, it's having our material needs met, it's our close relationships and our sense of identity. And so a lot of that might feel strained at this moment, the sense of like, am I safe here? Is the world a safe place? Can be really challenging to confront that for various reasons right now with what has been coming forward and what is being played out in our collective kind of day-to-day life. So tending to the root chakra, you might just imagine, of course, you can kind of do some energetic support there, rinsing through with golden cosmic light or whatever frequency comes forward to support you. It might feel really soothing and nurturing to ask Mother Gaia, like what frequency wants to move up through the soles of your feet, up through your legs, into that pelvis, that area of your root chakra, and also your emotional center, your sacral chakra just above the root there, and helping to release from there. You can also claim that space as a place for you to grow and thrive. So these techniques are so simple, but they really do work, and that's the beauty of them. These are ancient mystery school techniques, and they can really support your being, kind of like when the body and the mind are feeling uncertain, and we may be experiencing, as I said earlier, these kind of like dips, like highs and lows, or a feeling of feeling really good and kind of like fresh and renewed, and maybe noticing some of this karma shifting in your life. Like, wow, yeah, that has been such a pain point for a long time, and here I am, right? And if you're not noticing that, that's when it's time to maybe look at the mental energy, and explore conscious and potentially also subconscious beliefs that may stem from past lives, things like that. So that's where it can be really supportive to perhaps work with someone like myself and explore that on a deeper level, because sometimes we just don't know what's keeping us from that full moon manifestation. I've been saying recently, like, you want the whole enchilada, right? You don't want part of it. You don't want, if we want a manifestation, we want the entirety of it, the full moon manifestation. So, whereas karma, and lessons, spiritual lessons, right, might have been kind of interrupting the flow and making it difficult for you to actually bring those through. Now the path is really clear. As Spirit said in the channeled message, it's like all the cards are on the table, and you can kind of see, like, okay, here's what I have to work with, here's what they're playing with, here's what we can co-create together, that kind of thing. And so that may all feel great. And then at other times, it may feel really scary because our bodies are used to certain realities and certain energies. And so there's a big shift that has been occurring, and this can feel really activating for the nervous system. So tending to that root chakra, claiming it as a space for you to grow and thrive, reminding it of the date and your age as you rinse through with those beautiful healing earth and cosmic energies, can really support and just like calming and settling your system down. So one last bit of kind of a suggestion of what might be supportive to feel into, or to further support yourself at this time, is each lunation I bring through what I refer to as a crystalline ally. So, a crystal, or sometimes a rock, that is supportive for helping to, maybe it is like heightening or helping to kind of like bring in some energies. Maybe it's helping with release and grounding, right? Crystals work in all different kinds of ways. So this lunation, there was just kind of a beautiful earth rock kind of frequency that came through to support with that grounding. And there was also the crystal called chrysocolla that came through, which is actually the necklace I'm wearing here. It's that beautiful bluish green color. And so chrysocolla is a very nurturing energy. It's a very connected to Mother Gaia kind of frequency. And it also supports the throat chakra and supports us with speaking our truth, which continues to be a big theme for this year. So, and probably indefinitely, but there is this sense of helping us to feel secure enough, right, that we can speak our truth, that we can begin to perhaps move into alignment with our soul's purpose deeper and deeper as we move forward. So chrysocolla, whether you have like a physical piece or you just want to kind of call upon that frequency to support you, you can imagine like drawing up chrysocolla earth energy, and that could be really helpful for your field as well. And if you feels good, you can bring that energy all the way up into the throat chakra. Some people like to bring earth energy, as far as the head chakra just by itself. And that might also help with kind of clearing out and releasing some of those beliefs that maybe just feel a little bit scared, going back to that inner child work. Maybe there's some aspects that just feel a little bit insecure right now. So really tending to yourself with that loving kindness and compassion as we navigate these times, and extending that to others as well. So I hope this has been helpful, and I look forward to hearing if you would like to share, how these themes are perhaps resonating for you, how you've been navigating these energies. What are you noticing in our collective experience at this time? We are, like I said, just past the full moon, so we're halfway through this cycle, but that doesn't mean that, when the next new moon comes around, we just forget or stop working with these themes, right? So these are kind of layered energies that are coming in, and I'm sure we will continue to work with at some time. But I just wanted to really also reiterate that this is a time of opportunity. It's really exciting. If you haven't listened to that channeled message, I just posted that one a bit earlier here at the end of March. So check that out. It's called The Layers of Karmic Complexity Are Dissolving. And I hope that message can really support with this idea of kind of piecing together a little bit the puzzle pieces of what's occurring here. And I'll be really curious to hear if you're noticing that in your own life as well. So feel free to, like I said, comment here, reach out to me directly. If you feel you could be supported by working with me one-on-one, I would love that. And I do have some upcoming offerings, events, classes coming up, so you can check out my website for information on that as well. And I am sending each of you peace from my multidimensional heart to yours.